everyone, my name is Shenaly, Naura, Isabel, and today I would like to talk about culture around the world by comparing two fascinating culture, Indonesian culture and Japanese culture. As we know, culture is a way of life shared by a group of people. It includes language, food, tradition, art, value, and even daily habit. Every country has its own unique culture, and understanding cultural differences can help us become more open-minded and respectful toward others. In this presentation, I will compare Indonesian and Japanese in terms of food, language, art, social value, and daily ethic. So let's begin. So the first is introduction to Indonesia and Japan. So Indonesia and Japan are both countries located in Asia, but they have very different historical background and cultural development. Indonesia is an archipelago consisting of more than 17,000 islands. Because of this geographical diversity, Indonesia has hundreds of ethnic groups, local language, and cultural tradition. Japan, on the other hand, is an island nation in East Asia known for its technological advancement, discipline, and strong profession of traditional culture. Although both countries are located in Asia, their culture have developed in different ways, creating unique identity. Second is food culture. So first, let's talk about food culture. Food is one of the most important aspects of culture because it reflects history, geography, and lifestyle. In Indonesia, food is generally rich in spices. This is because Indonesia has long been known as the spice island. Many Indonesian dishes use ingredients such as chili, turmeric, ginger, garlic, coconut milk, and lemongrass. So popular Indonesian food include nasi goreng, rendang, sate, gado-gado, and soto. One characteristic of Indonesian food is its strong and bold flavor. Many dishes are spicy, savory, and aromatic. In contrast, Japanese food tends to emphasize natural flavors and simplicity. Instead of using many spices, Japanese cuisine focuses on freshness and balance. Popular Japanese foods include sushi, ramen, tempura, udon, and sashimi. Japanese food often use ingredients such as seafood, rice, soy sauce, seaweed, and miso. Another interesting difference is food presentation. In Indonesia, taste is often the main focus. And in Japan, both taste and appearance are equally important. Japanese dishes are usually arranged beautifully because presentation is considered part of the dining experience. Despite these differences, rice is a staple food in both countries. Indonesian and Japanese people commonly eat rice every day, showing a cultural similarity between the two nations. Third is language and communication. Now let's move on the language. Indonesia national language is Bahasa Indonesia. One of the advantages of Bahasa Indonesia is that it's relatively easy to learn because it does not use complicated verb conjugation like many European language. However, Indonesia is also home to hundreds of regional languages such as Japanese, Sundanese, Balinese, and Minangkabau. This linguistic diversity reflects Indonesia's multicultural society. Meanwhile, Japan's official language is Japanese. Japanese use three writing systems: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. For many foreign learners, Japanese can be challenging because they need to learn thousands of kanji character. Another interesting difference is communication style. Indonesia generally communicate in a friendly and expressive manner. People often smile, make a small talk, and use casual language in daily interaction. Japanese communication tends to be more indirect and formal. Japanese people often avoid direct confrontation and prefer maintaining harmony in social situations. For example, instead of saying no directly, they may use softer expression to avoid offending others. Like, oh, Dejobu desu. This reflects the Japanese cultural value of maintaining social harmony. Four is art and traditional culture. The next aspect is art and traditional culture. Indonesia has a rich artistic heritage influenced by various ethnic groups and historical civilization. Some of famous Indonesia arts include batik, wayang kulit, traditional dance, and gamelan music. Batik, in particular, is internationally recognized and has been listed in, as a intangible cultural heritage by the United Nations. Each batik pattern carries symbolic meaning related to local tradition and beliefs. Japan also has many traditional art forms. Examples include like origami, ikebana, kabuki theater, tea ceremony, and traditional calligraphy. Japanese art often emphasizes simplicity, balance, and harmony with nature. For instance, in the tea ceremony, every movement has meaning and is performed with precision and respect. When comparing Indonesia and Japanese art, we can see that both cultures highly value tradition. However, Indonesia art tends to be colorful, expressive, and diverse, while Japanese art often focuses on minimalism and elegance. Even though the styles are different, both cultures use art as a way to preserve identity and pass cultural values to future generations. 5 is social value. Another important aspect of culture is social value. In Indonesia, family plays a central role in society. Many people maintaining close relationship with extended family members such as grandparent, uncle, aunt, and cousin. Community spirit is also very important. The concept of gotong royong, which means mutual cooperation, reflect the Indonesian value of helping one another. People often work together during community event, celebration, or social activity. Similarly, the family is also important in Japanese culture. However, Japanese society places a stronger emphasis on discipline, responsibility, and punctuality. For example, trains in Japan are famous for their accuracy and punctuality. Being late is often considered disrespectful because it may inconvenience other people. Other important Japanese value is respect for rule. Many Japanese citizens follow regulation carefully, even no one is watching. This contributes to the country's reputation for cleanliness and orderliness. Both Indonesia and Japan value respect, but they express it in different ways. Indonesia emphasizes warmth, hospitality, and social relationship. Japan emphasizes discipline, responsibility, and social harmony. 6. Daily ethic. Now, let's look at the daily ethic. In Indonesia, greetings often involve handshake and friendly conversation. People usually ask questions such as, "Where are you going?" or "Have you eaten?" as a way to show friendliness rather than curiosity. Hospitality is highly valued, and guests are often offered food or drink. In Japan, bowing, bowing is an important form of greeting. The tip of the bow may vary depending on the situation and the level of respect being shown. Another common practice is removing shoes before entering a home. This reflects the importance of cleanliness and respect for personal spaces. When using public transportation, Japanese people tend to speak quietly and avoid disturbing others. In Indonesia, public spaces are often more lively and interactive. These differences demonstrate how cultural value influence everyday behavior. So, the next is 7, part 7. It is modern influence and globalization. In today's world, globalization has affected both Indonesian and Japanese culture. young people in Indonesia enjoy international music, movie, and social media trends. Likewise, Japanese youth are influenced by global cultural while still maintaining traditional value. Inter- inter- Interestingly, cultural exchange happens in both directions. Many Indonesia enjoy Japanese anime, manga, and kaisens. At the same time, Indonesian food, but batik and tourism have gained popularity among international audience, and that is including people in Japan. Globalization allows culture to interact and learn from one another while preserving their unique identity. So we are in the last part of my presentation. So the conclusion from this presentation is Indonesia and Japan are two unique cultures with both similarity and differences. In terms of food, Indonesia is known for its rich spices, while Japan focuses on fresh and natural flavors. In language, Indonesia reflects linguistic diversity, whereas Japan has a more complex writing system and indirect communication style. In art, Indonesia is colorful and expressive, while Japan is emphasized simplicity and elegance. Regarding social value, Indonesia are known for hospitality and community cooperation, while Japanese people are recognized for discipline and social harmony. Despite these differences, both cultures share important values such as respect, family, connection, and pride in cultural heritage. Studying different culture helps us understand that there is no single right way of living. Every culture has its own strength and unique perspective. By learning about cultural diversity, we can become more respectful, tolerant, and prepared to interact in a globalized world. So that's all for me. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope this presentation has helped you to learn more about the fascinating culture of Indonesia and Japan. So have a great day, and me, Shenaly Naura, Bye bye. Thank you.